welcome to this video. I'm Nikki, and today we're checking out Adobe Fresco. Now, how I came across this, but I had never heard of it before, to be honest, or at least I don't remember hearing of it. But yeah, so I was sitting at school just trying to find a program to use. Because we have these days that are not so good. Our buses come really early and there isn't a later bus to take because the one that goes later comes there when class has already started. So we have to sit at school and wait for 2 hours. So I was just looking through trying to find a good program to use. And then my teacher walked by and just asked kind of what I was doing, because I was sitting there with my friends, or at least friend two, and then I just happened to have this app open because I was kind of reading about it, and it was just starting to talk about it like I had already planned to download it. So I just, like you said, I look forward to see what I could make with it or something, and that it was good that I tried out new programs and stuff like that. So I was just okay, no, I feel like I'm gonna have to download it. So I tried it out and I was surprised, it's really good. Now I have used the one I used last time. That was Manga 101. It was just a copy of some thing that already exists in Apple, and then my main go-to is Procreate, and I used to use Ibis Paint a lot back in the day before I could have a Procreate. But yeah, so this program's actually pretty good to use. I was still a newbie, so yeah, there was a little bit of a tutorial thingy coming up there on screen, but yeah, so I guess I did some tries, a background, and a little bit of stuff like that before this piece, but yeah, I was just doing that to kind of get a feel for the program and the brushes so that I could do something at least decent. But I still did a lot of new things for this drawing here, and I don't really like it that much, but it wasn't really a good day for me to draw. I think this is something that others go through too. You have a good drawing day, and then you have a bad one, and you're just sitting there I want to draw today. Why can't I? I need to draw. And your hands are just no, not today. And your brain's also no, not today. We're taking this another day. And when I created this piece, that was one of those days, because I was so unused to the program. So yeah, I think it all kind of played its part in it. But still, this isn't that bad. I couldn't find anything to flip the canvas though, so I bet if I flip it now, which I don't want to, because it's probably gonna look horrible. Really, really horrible. That. One of the eyes are just way too big or something, but you don't see it from the side right now. But still, I had fun playing around with the watercolor brushes, because I haven't really used watercolor even normally in school, anything like that. The thing with these brushes here is they focus on being more realistic, I guess. You could say that the watercolor acts kind of like watercolor would do if you painted with it traditionally, which is kind of fun because you can just sit there and mess around with the brushes and see how they explode after you've like added a color or something, and like how they blend, and it's just pretty fun to sit and mess around with, like therapeutic or something. When you don't have anything to do, it's just fun to sit and mess around. I do that sometimes. Like days when you don't feel like you can draw or anything, but you still want to do something, you can just sit and mess around and will accidentally create a beautiful piece. Now this is the end of, yeah, my little end piece. The thing with that one was that I kind of did the last things off screen. And here there were like oil paint brushes too. And I just feel like, okay, I should try and use them. Because I was just playing around with them off camera, trying them out. And realized that it looked really cool. And they really acted like oil paint. And so I thought, okay, I should try maybe a realistic piece. Now, before this apple, I actually also tried doing a peacock, but I kind of gave up on that because it was too much work and I didn't have the time. So, yeah, I just went with apple without a reference this time and just started doing something. Now, I can admit it wasn't that good, like the end piece isn't that good. You can see that I'm a noob at this, but yeah, it isn't bad. Like, it isn't just a red dot, a little like a little white what's in the background, and some green, and then a little brown table without like just flat colors. It's not just flat color. I tried to like get some kind of volume that's like getting it to stand out a bit. And like apple looks good on its own right now, but as soon as I started to add the background, it felt really flat. But still, like you can see on, especially like when I zoom in and stuff, you can see how it seems like a brush have gone over. Like I actually sat and painted with a real brush on a canvas, which is kind of just fun because I don't do that kind of traditional work. I'm just completely new to those kind of mediums. My go-to normally in traditional is just color pencils and, yeah, I guess ink. I don't really use ink that much. The most I do is like line art. Sometimes I use ink for more. But still, yeah, you can see now when I added shadow, I realized apple was a bit like not exactly that much shadowing, so I try to fix it, but I don't really fix it that much, and I kind of was just like, okay, I'm gonna give up now. But even so, it's not like this was bad or anything. I had fun doing it, and like, that's, I guess, what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to have fun when you just draw or do art in general. It's supposed to be fun, like, you're doing it because it's fun. Like, this isn't exactly my job. It's not like I earn any money on it, so I'm just doing it to have fun, and that's what's important. So, freaking out because like, you won't gain anything, it's supposed to be fun, so as long as it's fun, just keep on doing it, I guess. I kind of dropped where I was, but so I tried kind of blending a lot of colors here. I've had already kind of a picture in my head of how I wanted it to look. I wanted this like window with the greens and stuff, and how the light kind of was shining, so that the green turned into yellow and then white, or white-ish, like it kind of becomes sometimes in the photos. Then I wanted to get a bit more like volume, and then like it felt like it really was not flat. I kind of feel like it ended up pretty flat because I couldn't get a lot of details in there. But at the same time, I wanted the focus to be on the apple, but because of how bright the green was, it kind of brings more of your attention to the green before you look down at the apple, because the apple is a darker color that kind of merges with the brown a bit more. But I feel like your attention goes first to the green and then to the apple, and then you realize what's around. At least green or the whole window. And there I was just like checking the layers. And yeah. So it ended up like this. I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!